Next up will be the men's 400 meters. And there is the world record holder, 45.41, Thomas Schoenbley. That was set back in 1986. Strategy, Marty, in the men's 400?
Well, after what they just saw in the women's race, they're going to be rethinking their strategy. The strategy is always to get out quickly on an indoor track and then try and protect your lead. Run a little wide on the turns, make the other athletes run up on the banks and run extra yards. It's not as easy to do that here because just like in a car race, the longer the straightaway is, the easier it is to pass. So here, on a bigger track, it's not always the smartest athlete that wins. Sometimes it's the strongest.
Antonio McKay in our field of men's 400 meters, the 87 world indoor champion, and the American world record, or the American record holder in this event, should receive a stiff challenge in this race coming up. Antonio McKay, the 84 bronze medalist who's been labeled as cocky in the past, came from behind in Indianapolis to pull out a stunning victory and capture the world championship.
Ian came up on me, which I think Ian, and he really woke me up, and I was able to sprint the last probably 110 meters. And it was really exciting meet to me. Indoors, you can really feel the crowd, and I tend to get hyper in there the last 100 meters. I never really give up indoors. Outdoors either, but indoors you tend to know exactly where they're at, just like I say, because you're right behind them. I feel like I have an opportunity now, only being 23, and can still win a gold medal, and I'm still young. I feel good about that. I know the quarter miles in the United States now don't hit a level where you got to improve or you're not going to be able to make the team. I feel like my experience, and not only my experience, but my belief in winning will get me on the 88 Olympic team.
Set for heat number 2 of the men's 400 meters, our headliner, Antonio McKay, out of the Mazda Track Club. He will be in lane number 3. Elvis Ford of the Atlantic Coast Track Club in lane 1. Roddie Haley, running unattached, but from the University of Arkansas, will be in lane 2. There is Antonio McKay. And, of course, a lot of pressure on him. Again, we go back to what we talked about at the very top, Olympic hopefuls living under the microscope.
Yes, McKay got 3rd at the 84 Olympics after having a tremendous indoor season, and everyone thought he was the next Edwin Moses, that he would come out of the woodwork and win the Olympics. Unfortunately, at the Olympics, he had lane 1, a few other things didn't go well, and he got 3rd. It seems very plausible that the way he's running right now, that he's going to come back to the Olympics a second time and win it. He has been winning on the indoor circuit. He's run 47 flat, which is right on his American record for an 11-lap track. Now, this is a larger track, so he's got a chance at the world record, broken just earlier this year by the East German. I don't think we'll see it tonight, but I think McKay's going to run a great race here.
Again in lane 3, it's Antonio McKay. Lane 5 is empty. The Soviet, Vladimir Krylov, has scratched. He'll run in the men's 60s. Antonio McKay in lane 3. And right now it's Roddie Haley in lane 2. Haley in lane 2 from the University of Arkansas.
Outside of McKay is Danny Harris, the man who broke Edwin Moses' streak, and he is dropping down, but Michael Franks on the outside tried to go up into the lead. Now McKay is in 4th place. He has a great finish the last 100 meters on this track with the long straightaway. He might be able to get out of this bind. Roddie Haley, a great indoor runner, but McKay has the fastest finish over the last 50.
Antonio McKay takes the lead with 30 yards to the finish. Antonio McKay wins the men's 400 meters. Boy, coming around that next to last turn, Marty, it looked like he was boxed in.
Well, the great thing about McKay, and it's great for his indoor running, no matter what kind of position he gets himself into, he usually manages to get out of it, because on that last 50 meters, he seems to be able to maintain his speed when everyone else is tying up. And this is the Antonio McKay that we saw in 1984.
The unofficial results in a very, very good time for Antonio McKay. He finishes 1st. Roddie Haley finishes up 2nd. Danny Harris was 3rd. He was leading most of the way. The unofficial time, Marty, 46.4 for Antonio McKay.
And look at it once again. That's McKay in the black, totally boxed in here. Fortunately, I think Danny Harris is going to fall off the pace, and that gives him the whole shot.
So we'll wait for the official results and the official time. We'll take a time out from the Mobile One track and field meet. We're back, and there are the official results now of the men's 400-meter dash. Antonio McKay, his time 46.36, 0.2 of a second behind. Roddie Haley and Danny Harris wound up in the third spot. Let's go down to the field now for an interview with Larry Rawson.
Antonio, you like to run your races from behind, it seems. You just the Silky Sullivan of the track set, or what's going on out there?
You know, Larry, last night I told you I was extremely tired. I would love to get out in front, but being tired, I wanted to just try to come from behind and say something. I got in a bad situation, but I was able to get out of it.
Tell me what happens out there. Do you have fear sometimes on that second lap that you're not going to be able to win, or what?
I don't think so. Not while you're running. You got to think positive at all times. And I felt really good, so just a little tired.
You've also commented that you're not able to make enough money in track and field, that you may leave the sport despite being the world indoor champion. Is that a real thing that you're thinking about doing, going to football?
Well, definitely. I don't think it's because of the money. I think it's because I don't have the support from TAC, from the Operation Soul program, not being picked apart, the 25 athletes that made the team. It was a disappointment to me.
Well, I hope you can stay with the sport. We all do. Very fine competition. Again, you come from behind beautiful. Indoors is your venue.
Appreciate it, Larry.
You're welcome. Back upstairs to you, Jim.